What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And so today we'll be doing the final touches of this trike. I ran to the store, picked up some primer and some red cherry paint, and we'll be painting this thing at the end of this episode. And so to begin with, we'll be welding the bottom of everything, grinding everything down, and we'll just strip everything, and then we'll wrap everything that we don't want paint on and basically paint this whole thing. After we're done with that, we'll make a seat for it, because riding with no seat sucks and my back kind of hurts from yesterday's ride. So hopefully by the end of this we'll accomplish all that. So stay tuned, guys. So what I'll be doing is I'll be trimming this excess tube right there. So I'll just cut it in an angle actually, so it kind of just flows in to the end of this. And so as you can see, I'll basically just be following my welder there. Same thing on the other side. And after we're done with that, we'll flip this thing over, weld the bottom side of it, and grind everything down. But first, we've got to strip the wheels, engine, axle, and everything. So let's get to work. I just welded everything at the bottom. I did some grinding. Pegs are good to go. And so now I'm gonna flip it over and just grind everything in front that needs to be grinded down, and we'll be ready to paint this thing. Now what we have left is to figure out our holes for this brake disc here, and it'll be going on there just like this. I just need to drill a couple holes and we'll be good to go. The paint job's gonna have to wait until it clears up or tomorrow morning. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. We made some significant progress here. Frame is ready for paint, and I also ran to the store and picked up this fabric. It's like one of those fake leathers, whatever, and some cushion and some spray adhesive that I will be using. And I'll also be stapling this to the back of my board at the bottom of it. And so we'll do this right after paint, because we just got some sunlight and we don't know when the weather is gonna change again, because it's been raining the whole day out here, as you can see. And so without further ado, let's go get this thing painted. I have the frame all set up ready for paint. Got a rag there that I'm gonna wipe everything down, and then I've got my masking tape here, some paper, and I'll be wrapping everything that I don't want to paint on. My primer's also sitting here in some hot water, ready to go. The top side's all perfectly covered here, as you can see. It looks beautiful. I did not add any supports back here because I have the chain running over on this side, and I'll have the brakes running somewhere here, so I didn't have any rooms for support, but the front ones would do. But this thing is looking beautiful. We are ready for paint. Paint sitting here in hot water. We'll flip this thing over, start out with the bottom side, get a good layer, and then we'll flip it over again to finish it off. So let's get to it. First layer of paint is good to go. I did not cover everything, as you can see here, because it's just the first layer, and we just want to keep adding on to it, make it look beautiful. So I'll wait for this to dry, add a second layer to the bottom, and then we'll flip this thing over to do the perfectly finished front here. So we just finished painting this thing, and it looks amazing. Like, look at that. Come on. This thing looks amazing, and it's just about to start raining again. Like, what the heck, Iowa? It's all cloudy and windy. So hopefully this paint dries a little bit so we can move it inside. So the paint's still drying. It's been sitting out here for like an hour. I am getting ready to make the chair. I have my standard board right here. I don't know the measurements to it. It's just had one laying around. I have my cardboard here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut a layout of how I want the chair to be. So like the backrest, that triangle right there, and probably like a nice fancy square or some sort of shape for my bottom piece. And I'll draw it all on my cardboard here and just trace on the board and just use a saw and chop it into shape. So I was able to come up with a mocked up cardboard piece here of how I want the seat to sit. As you can see, this is what I had in mind. It's looking pretty alright. I'm actually gonna bring this in to the end of that. So from this corner all the way in, as this one on this side is like, as you can see that. But after I do that, I'll transfer this into that board right there. As you can see, I used every little piece of that black stuff, the black fake leather stuff, and it wasn't that bad. It was actually pretty good, and this is how it looks like. It came out super duper great. As you can see, this thing's gonna look great once it's mounted on here. And so this one was the first one. As you can see, I just used staples and glue to kind of just seal off the edge here, so it's no water going in. And then the front looks alright. Look at that. This is the bottom piece, and this one is the best one so far. As you can see here, this should straighten out once it gets some sun on it. And the back side looks amazing. So I just used a big piece and worked my way all the way around and came to this end and trimmed off the edge and stapled it all the way around. And I used the glue all the way to the end there, so there's no water going in at all. As you can see, results amazing. Like, wow. So now we just have to find a way to mount it on here. And what I was thinking is, I should have thought of this before I painted this thing, but I might have to make some brackets. I might just do a bracket here in the back, 2 of them, to hold the backrest, and then 4 at the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll have to grind down the paint and weld it on there, and so I could just screw that. Use some screws from the back and to the back of the board here to hold the seats in place. And so that's what I'm probably gonna do today and call it a day, because it's getting late on us here. But we achieved a lot today, which is amazing. So we made some significant progress today. I got the rear brake disc mounted on the axle, and basically tomorrow we'll be making a bracket to mount this brake caliper, and I'm planning on mounting it right here in the middle of the frame here, kind of like that. And so we'll be making a bracket right there to hold it in place. And so as you can see here, we got this beautiful seat mounted on the trike, which came out absolutely beautiful, as you can see. And so what I did here is I went to the store and bought some L brackets there, which I just kind of welded there onto the frame and painted it over again. And I just used the screw to hold it in place. Same thing with the bottom. With the bottom piece, it's not going anywhere, which looks amazing. And so tomorrow we'll put this thing together and go for a spin. But this is where I'm going to end today's video. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode.